Welcome again to my channel. This is Trev from Trevessence, and today we are going to revisit a story that I brought you yesterday. But before we do that, if you are new here, a very special welcome to you. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you are a returning traveler, I want to say thank you for your continued support. So yesterday I brought you a story showing a 14-year-old girl being brutally attacked by 4 grown women and some teenagers. Now we are starting to learn what the fight was about, and it is understood that the fight was about a man. Now, the teenager was not involved in the relationship with the man, but her mother was involved in a relationship with one of those 4 women. And so because they couldn't catch the mother, they took it out on the child. I hope there is no truth to this, because I can't believe that Jamaican women have really gone to the dogs like that. That you would beat up a child, all because the child's parent is in a love triangle with you. That is unheard of. That is what I would call the lowest of the low.
The child's mother tells what she heard.
Like, my daughter went to visit a friend, and when she went, she was sitting on the wall, and she was attacked by 4 adults, saying that one of the lady hold her and said, "Who's your mother?" And she said, "Tan," and said, "You know, long me want to hold your mother." And she held my daughter and she spit in her face.
The girl later ran from her attackers.
A little boy ran her down. He was on a bicycle. He ran her down and hold her and bring her back to the lady in the grey. And the lady held her. And the other girl came with the spatula and beat my daughter.
Now, why was one of the attackers interested in the teenager's mother? A love triangle may have fueled the incident, but the 14-year-old is not involved in the romantic relationship. It appears that the mother of the 14-year-old has a boyfriend. That boyfriend is also in a relationship with another woman. The mother of woman number 2 and other family members attacked the 14-year-old since they could not reach the child's mother. As for the condition of the child, who is now in hospital,
the little girl was unconscious when I went in. Then she kind of woke up. She didn't know who I was. Then she went out for a minute and then she came back in. She said, "Mommy, help me, please don't let me die."
And now you have all heard it. The fight was over a man. Not the teenager's man, but her mother's man. Her mother's love triangle. And they can't catch the mother, so they take it out on the poor child. You ever hear you can't catch quack or you're catching shot? You can't make this shit up. And another part of the story that was so heartbreaking was after the police came and picked up these women. You should see how they were like celebrating in the back of the police van.
Yeah, man.
I hope the little girl recovers, but I also hope that the strong arms of the law embrace those women and give them every single minute of jail time that they deserve. Now let's move on to our next story. Our next story comes to us out of Kentucky. And this story surrounds Kim Davis, the former clerk of courts over there in Kentucky. Now, if you all remember back in 2015, when same-sex marriages were legalized, Kim Davis was the county clerk. A male couple had come to her to receive a marriage license, and based on her religious beliefs, she had denied them the license. Well, for that, she has had to pay dearly. She lost her job, and she has been ridiculed all over social media. The couple eventually got the license per the judge ordering somebody else to issue the license. But still, Kim Davis was not absolved from being punished for her religious beliefs. And for me, I just think that this situation could have been handled more amicably, because just as how that couple, we don't want to trample on their rights or their beliefs, so too we shouldn't trample on the rights and beliefs of Kim Davis. If she believes that her religious conviction tells her that she should not participate or partake in any way, shape, or fashion in same-sex marriages, then we should respect that. And just like how the judge ordered somebody else to issue the license, I think he could have ordered it. Once he learned that Kim Davis does not want to be a part of it, he could have ordered somebody else to issue the license and everybody go on their way peacefully. But that was not to be, because Kim Davis has been punished for her religious beliefs. And I understand that as a public servant, she's expected to serve everybody. But because you're a public servant, it does not cause your core beliefs to be suppressed. You cannot abandon your inner being just because you are a public servant. So I just think this could have been handled much more amicably. Well, the couple sued Kim Davis for not issuing them the license. And yesterday, she was ordered by the courts to pay them $100,000 plus $260,000 in legal fees. And I just think that this didn't have to go this far. You know, could have been handled more amicably. But I guess this is America. So she just gotta have to pony up that money. But let's move on to our next news. And in our next story, a woman who had been sought by the police for the last few days in connection with the murder of her abusive husband has been taken into custody. Police in Trelawney says they took Sylvia Montague Brown into custody in connection with the murder of her 59-year-old husband, David Brown. Now, it is believed that on Saturday morning, David Brown's body was found in bushes close to his home. Now, upon investigating, the police determined that Miss Sylvia and her brother had beaten Mr. Brown to death. Now, it is alleged that earlier in the day, the police had been called to the residence by Miss Brown, fearing for her life after she was being beaten by her husband. The police have said to have warned both parties before leaving the residence. Later on that evening, residents believe they heard weeping and wailing as Miss Sylvia Montague Brown and her brother were beating Mr. David Brown to death. His body was later discovered in bushes close to the residence. Police now has both Miss Montague Brown and her brother in custody. We are going to continue to follow this story, and when we get more information, we'll be glad to bring it to you. And our final news article for tonight. 2 airplanes collide on a Japanese runway. A passenger jet carrying 379 persons and a rescue jet carrying 6 people collided on a Japanese runway yesterday. Authorities are still unsure how the accident happened, but thankfully all 379 passengers and crew on the jumbo jet escaped without serious injuries. Unfortunately, the individuals on the rescue jet were not so lucky. 5 of the 6 persons on the rescue jet were killed in the ensuing fire. The pilot is in a hospital in serious condition. When we get more information, we will be sure to bring it to you. Until then, that's going to be it from me for today, my friends. Until the next time, this is Trev from Trevessence, where your journey matters.
Father God, I'm begging you to guide me on my journey. Lord, guide me while I chat this rocky